Welcome back, my Suba crew. A nice warm 38 degrees in June in Utah. Anyway, on with the show. We have the ETS front mount intercooler. It's got the 3.5 inch thick core. God, that's a lot of couplers. All the included clamps. I did opt for the replacement crash beam. That's this guy here. Since it's going to be replacing the crash beam under the front bumper cover. And of course it's sold separately for extra, because of course it is. We will replace the CNT intercooler. We'll get this front bumper cover off. I believe just down along this line, we'll take off the intake inlet. Then there's a series of like 6 bolts and 3 pop clips, then 11 pop clips under the bottom, including the 2 on each sides. Oh, tomorrow's tune day. We better get this installed. Let's see how it goes. Front bumper is off. When you're removing the top clips, as you can see, you have this plastic shroud closer to the radiator. That is not being removed, so leave those pop clips in. When you're taking out the 6 screws and 3 pop clips, they're actually on this upper piece. Then again, the 11 pop clips holding on underneath. So with this off, this factory crash bar is going to be removed with 14 millimeters, I believe, on each side. We'll get that next. Then there's also this metal piece that's going to be coming out to give us way to get one of the new intercooler pipes up through there. Crash bar is off. Again, it was just 4 bolts on each side. This is the other metal piece we were talking about. We're going to disconnect this wiring harness here. Then we'll try removing these 2 bolts and get this piece out. Okay, this piece here had the 2 bolts in the front, but there's also 2 bolts in the back. So you're going to have to move the windshield wiper reservoir a little bit. It's got 3 bolts, 1 there, 1 here. Then there's 1 way back here. You're going to have to push the fender lining and get a long extension back there and disconnect from the fill line there to get enough room to get back to those 2 there. Got those back 2 bolts out and that guy out. Now we got some room right here. For this horn on the front, I am going to flip it around, give my intercooler some more room. This might cause interference as well. I might see if I can take out that bolt and just replace it with an extra pop clip. Got the horn flipped around. I did have to bend this piece of metal to get it to fit here. We'll see if this interferes or not. This bolt up here, I believe, is where the top of the new intercooler is going. Then down here on each side with the provided spacers and new bolts. Sweet! We got them mounted! Well, we're getting there. So, starting to get the plumbing going. Where it connected on each side, those had the spacers connect up top. And it actually, the 1 bolt I was worried about is just barely not interfering. Nice. We got this pipe going up, and that is going to work its way over here. So we'll get the old intercooler off. we'll take off this mounting bracket here, then unbolt it from the other side, remove the charge pipe. Disconnecting the charge pipe from this side, if you have a nut driver, I'd highly recommend that other than a flathead screwdriver. Going to remove the radiator fan to get to the bottom of the charge pipe. Top mount is removed along with the brackets that were holding it in. Okay, so this thing, put my flashlight down. This stock Subaru piece to the inlet comes out as well. Mine was a pain in the ass on this side. So just keep wiggling at it till it comes out. All right, let's see if this is the correct piece to go back here. I think it tapers on the inside, then shorter on this side. Okay, I got this coupler in here. So this top end being wider, with the included bands that I got, I used the biggest one, but it was still really difficult to get that threaded. So I just barely put the nut on and then kind of greased up the band until I finally got it on there. Snugged them down. Got this elbow connected. And got this side on. Time for the other side. Okay, looking from the top, the red part is actually the bypass valve. And we're going to disconnect it from this coupler is for the old charge pipe. So we'll just loosen it off of this side from the bypass valve. Then we'll disconnect it from the flange there. I was really hoping to not have to take off the turbo inlet assembly again, but I did. Okay, so this is the turbo side, intake side. Then this is what I needed to get off that feeds the charge pipe. So I had to take off the turbo intake assembly just to get to this guy. So let's go from here. Okay, so that top flange is the charge pipe. Here's the new charge pipe. And it comes with a gasket too. Here on the passenger side, there's this bracket, and I have it holding the intake, except it looks like we're going to have to remove that to get this intercooler pipe down through, so we'll have to see what we can come up with. I flipped this horn around too, so it's not in the way here. There is pretty tight clearance right here. I think I'm going to wrap a Velcro strap around just in case if that wiggles over time, it won't rub against the pipe. Then we got the charge pipe going up. So this part is going to connect to the blow-off valve or bypass valve. If you have an aftermarket one, it'll go there. If not, this will go back through, connect one end, then the other end to the bypass valve. Okay, so the bypass valve is actually going to connect there. So we'll get that on there, put the bypass valve on there, and then once that is there, that will probably connect on here and then go back to this assembly. Here's a better look at it. So it's going to go in like that. We'll check the orientation. I noticed there was this rubber O-ring thing. I believe that's just to get a tighter seal on this end. It includes this longer vacuum tube that goes all the way back to the intake, the turbo inlet that is. So we're going to trim to length. Go to that nipple on the bypass valve. Now, I did lose one of the mounting locations for the intake. So we'll just have to hope it stays in there with bubble gum and hopes and dreams. Front mount intercooler installed. The thing looks freaking sweet, man. Too bad it was a huge pain in my ass. I wish ETS could have given me a little bit of, you know, some instructions included. That would have been nice. That would have saved me some time. But we're learning. So here's a look at it. Throttle body side. Oil catch can relocated. So for reference, here's the stock intercooler. Here's the CNT that replaced it, quite a bit thicker. And that one was 30 degrees cooler on the first tune compared to stock. Try to do this one-handed, bear with me. That's a big boy. The crash bar is still going to be coming. Just ran out of time tonight. So I'll show you that in an upcoming video. We do have the tuner tomorrow. So we'll see how much power we can make. I don't know if I'll be able to film with everything going on as far as the 2020 stuff. I don't want to be hanging out, being a nuisance in their waiting room all day. But I can't wait. Pretty exciting. Thank you for watching my video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.